I did a video, I think about a month ago, when I first one-shotted hard Ancient Altar, and I kind of showcased the team, and then we went through and looked at everybody's gear and everything. So I thought what we might do is do that again, because I'm at a point now where I can one-shot Hill. So now we use 1 ticket per difficulty. So I figured I would kind of go through and show you the progress that the team has made, any adjustments I've made. I don't remember exactly what team I was using when I did it with hard. I think I've probably made a few tweaks since then, as far as which champs I'm using. So we'll jump in real quick and take a look at the champs, and then I reckon we'll do the run at the end. I feel like that's going to be the easiest way for me to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little screenshot of each team, and we'll talk about, you know, there's honestly probably some room for improvement even, but I guess if we're one-shotting it, we don't really need to worry about that, huh? All right, so let's go take a look at this first team, talk about who I'm using and why, and the first one, you're in good shape if you use AoE champs. So we've got Crete up front. He's great protection, and he does actually hit. He does have some AoE. So we use Crete. He's still built pretty much the same. He's in full vigorous set with HP damage reduction, and then we find HP percentage as we can in the substats. And then I've got him at 20 on his exclusive. He is a candidate for taking it to 30. He's just not, I don't actually know who I'm going to do next. I believe I've done Bailey already. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I have Bailey, Masrani, and Ravenna at 30 right now. So I'm not real sure who I want to do next. Maybe it will be Crete. I guess we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that's Crete. Let's see, we are running Masrani as well. And he is also in, he's in an abundant set now. That's right. I don't know when I made that change. That's what I mean. I may have made some changes since last time, but he is in HP across the board. Basically, you just want to shoot his HP up as high as you can. And then the abundant set is really nice. I'm kind of pleased we were able to get him at 2 million HP with an abundant set. And a lot of it's not optimized. We still could do a lot better with HP percentage subs. So we'll get it up there. As I said, his exclusive is at 30. His exclusive is pretty crazy, honestly. Even at just 20, this Astral Praise Enhanced bump is nutty. Every step of the way, his exclusive is fantastic. He's a great candidate for maxing. Okay. I am running Nagrama, just cause I like Nagrama. There might be a better option, but for now I'm running Nagrama. I'm kind of a fan of him. I have him 1 away from being maxed out, and we are running him on a double Sun Signet set and then an Overload set. And we've got crit rate on the gloves, and then attack, of course, here, looking for crit rate, crit damage anywhere we can get it on the subs. He's not crazy well built or anything, to be honest. And again, probably not an optimal choice for the team, but it's working, and I don't, until they add another difficulty and I have to play around with it a little more, I don't know that I will. Maybe I'll do some experimenting in the meantime, but for now I'm using him just because I like him. I think he's cool. And then his exclusive is at 10. I think he's pretty decent as well, but again, not someone I'm sure I would like prioritize. Getting him to 10 is for sure worth it. That way, then 20, he gets nice bumps, but I have a lot of other champs to fill out first. Falvia, I don't know how to say her name. It's Falvia. She is pretty dope. She's a little bit harder to pull. I think I got a few copies of her from one of the previous banners she was on. Her rate, I think, is a little bit lower. She and a few other champs like Kane have lower rates, so you don't pull her as much. But she's fantastic, and I think that might be why her rates are lower. She's actually a pretty killer champ. We might do a video on her specifically soon. As far as her build, pretty much the same principle as we went with Nagrama. We went with crit rate on the gloves and then attack. In a perfect world, we go crit damage on the gloves and have enough crit rate, but I figured I'd rather her crit regularly than occasionally with bigger damage. So that's kind of what we did with her, and then her exclusive is also at 10. Most of my champs exclusives at this point are at least at 10, and then over time I could bring a few more up to 20, which actually we might do. We might actually consider doing soon. And then of course Ravenna, because Ravenna is just still my favorite. I'm such a big fan of Ravenna. We're gonna get her maxed at some point. We do have her at level 240 now. She's my first level 240 champ, and she's just bonkers, dude. We have her on double overload with a crit rate set. Again, eventually, I'm gonna get her on crit damage gloves. I've just got to get some of this gear to roll right. You guys saw some of my yesterday. I uploaded a video of me rolling some gear, and you see how it goes. So it's probably gonna be a little bit. We've got some decent pieces on her. This is not a bad piece at all. We're doing okay, but definitely there's room for improvement. Definitely room for improvement on her. You just want to shoot her crit stats up with a reasonable amount of attack. And then her exclusive, as I said, is at 30. Dude, I cannot wait till we get a Ravenna skin. I cannot wait till we get a Ravenna skin, dude. So that's the team. And then real quick, I am running. Let's take a look at the commander and stuff. I'm sure we're going to crash once during this video. I feel like it's kind of becoming tradition to crash during the video. I run this Rhoda usually. One, because it's got a Nagrama bump, but then the rest of this is pretty decent. Back row, crit damage. I have Ravenna in the back row, as you saw. And then front row HP. That's pretty handy for that team. So that's the Rhoda I use. I might scrap the other two. The two on Leo is pretty nice, but I'm kind of want to get to where I only have one of each commander, unless I really roll some nice ones. This one's decent, but it's that one's pretty decent too, actually. I've got a lot more to roll. We're probably gonna do a commander rolling video soon as well, because I think I've about filled up my inventory on commanders. And then my prototypes I'm running are Ring of Greed, which I can't remember where I got that one. Is that one I bought? I might have bought a pack during Christmas that had this one in it. That sound familiar? I don't know where I got it, but anyway. When energy heroes use 4 common skills, the next common skill will deal 55% more damage. It's a pretty sick prototype. Of course, there are other options for that slot. Depending on who you're running, Dark Summit's probably better saved for the last boss. I think Power Word Pain is a pretty solid option. I was probably using that one before I made the switch. Depending on your setup, Pain Rune can be pretty beneficial if your Vanguard needs some help. This one is also not bad at all. Praying Eyes are pretty good options if you're looking for some substitutes, because I know not everybody is going to have Ring of Greed. I would probably say, I mean, there's a lot of good options. Bloodlust is good. Power Word Pain is good. Praying Eyes is good. I think those are 3 good examples that most of you should probably have access to, especially if you're hitting hard. Those would be my recommendations if you don't need Pain Rune and you don't have Ring of Greed, okay? Oh, wait. Then the next slot, I am running Astral Strike. The second slot's tough if you're not running a tank, because most of them are for tanks. So I'm just running this one because I don't really need it anywhere else, and it gives me the biggest stat bonus, right? So that's why I'm running that one there. And I'm using Prism Amulet in another slot. So none of them really do much for me for this team. So I'm just running the one that gives me the best stat bonus there. Why do I keep backing all the way out? And then the last one, Coronate, we know is one of my favorites. It just boosts the healing. It helps Maz Rani with the healing, which he needed before I maxed his exclusive. Now he doesn't so much need it, but I also just don't really have a reason to change it. So I'm leaving it there. But that's what I'm running for that team. And then let's jump in real quick and let me get a quick screen grab of Team 2. And we'll do the same thing. Team 2 is so fun, dude. I'm a big fan of the summoning squad, especially with the new commander. I like that we're getting new commanders. All right, so up front, I'm running Liren just because I need someone up front that can tank a little bit of damage for us. You know, a lot of the team is going to be summoning stuff that's also going to run up, but I'm just putting him up front because I don't want any of my other ones up front. That's why he's up front on the team. And he is in an abundant set as well. He is in a Hawkeye set, which is not necessary. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in his kit, there's a stun. Yeah, here. So if you use him in arena, it's handy. He just has the accuracy set though, because those are the pieces I happen to have. So it kind of works out if he, you know, in Galactic Arena, he's on one of my teams, he can throw down a stun occasionally. But the accuracy set otherwise is not necessary because accuracy is a PvP stat, unless someone's kit specifically calls for accuracy, like Emma or something. So don't worry too much about that. Abundant set is also not necessary, but if you could make it happen, it's nice. It's nice to give him the boost of healing. Otherwise, just all vigorous sets, and of course HP across the bottom. His exclusive is at. I haven't done anything with his exclusive because honestly, I just feel like that's not that appealing. I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't bothered to do the math, but that just doesn't seem like it's that interesting to me. I feel like I would like to see a little more go on with his exclusive, so I haven't bothered. Next up, we got Muka and Sinway mid lane. I have a maxed out Muka from the last. He was on a banner or something, right? I think. And as is the case with a lot of summoners, Muka's a little bit different. You can go crit rate on Muka. Generally, you're going to be going full attack. But we put him in a Gluttony set too. He is my first champ I've put in a Gluttony set. Works out pretty well. He's pretty fun in a Gluttony set. And he's got crit rate on the gloves and then attack. His exclusive is at 10. Might consider bumping up some of my summoners to 20. We've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can bump 4 champs up to 20 right now. So again, I don't know. I'm going to do it soon. And it's probably going to be some of these champs. But anyway, just, you know, just kind of like a standard damage dealer. I like him on a Gluttony set, but it's certainly not necessary, all right? Sinway, who I've done a video specifically on. Sinway is so much stronger than you think he's going to be if you're not using Sinway already. If you have Sinway evolved at all, and you haven't invested in him, give him a shot. If I remember, I'll card to the video I've done on him specifically. Up there. He puts out so much damage. He is so strong, and you can see my build's not even optimized. I don't even have him in full hero sets yet. But he gets attack all the way across the bottom, okay? And that's really all you want to focus on him is shoot his attack up. Pretty straightforward, straightforward build. And then I have his exclusive at 20 because he's just a monster. I'm a big fan of him. I will probably max his exclusive at some point down the line. I'm a big fan of Sinway. In the back line, we've got... Where's my Kalaza? There he is. We have a fully maxed out Kalaza now because of the current Rise of Heroes. I think it ends today or tomorrow, but great opportunity. Kalaza's a dope champ. Honestly, I get a lot of good damage out of him. And again, another very straightforward build, crit rate there, and then attack. He can also get crit stats. I guess they've mixed up a little bit more than I realized. I guess because for a while it was Skewer and Hattie, and then I built Sinway. I guess it kind of seemed like summoners were kind of exclusively attack, but that's not really the case anymore. Some of them do get crit stats. So you see we've got a mix of Overload, Sun Signet, and attack sets here, hero sets. And it's you can go full attack or you can go crit stats on him if you want, I think. But pretty much standard damage dealer type stuff. His exclusive is at 10. He's a pretty fun champ. And then, last but not least, of course, we have Daniel, who is just ridiculous, man. Some of his damage output in certain places, like in Guild Hunt, on the one where summons do more damage, dude, he puts out like 400 or 500 million damage for me by himself. It's crazy how much damage he does. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, he is full attack across the bottom. And again, you see he's not even optimized. I still need some more hero pieces for him. And the accuracy set, again, I tend to get a lot of good accuracy sets that are good filler sets for me. It's not intentional. I think my Crete might be on accuracy too. Maybe I was able to switch him off recently. But for a while, I think my Crete was also on an accuracy set. But Daniel's just straight attack across the bottom. You don't need to worry about crit stats on him. And then, of course, if you have the skin, put it on him for now because he does get a little bit of an attack bump from that as well. I do hope they'll change that. I talked about that in a video. I do not think that stat boost from cosmetics are a healthy addition to these games. So hopefully they'll take that off before it becomes too big of a part of the game. But, you know, right now I think it's safe to do it because nobody blew a bunch of money getting this skin. The skin was free for everybody to get. So before anybody like fully commits to getting these skins thinking it's going to be a necessary part of the meta, I hope they just remove it because I don't think it's healthy. But anyway, we've talked about that. Straight attack across the bottom, and then his exclusive is also at 20. That's probably really good. 3 seconds is a long time in these games. So he's not a bad candidate, I don't think. I wouldn't max his exclusive first, but I think he's a reasonable candidate. So that's the team. And then the commander, his name's Enlighten, right? Yeah, Enlighten. I've maxed a few of these. I'm still trying to find the one I want to use. I think I go with this one. Even though this one benefits Daniel, I go with this one because of the +2 ultimate for 2 other members on the team. But I haven't found an Enlighten that I've like am ready to lean into yet. So I've got a few more to roll, I think. So we'll get a better one, hopefully with some better stat bonuses for the team too. Some good attack bumps for everybody. But of course, that's the commander we're using. There's really no other option now when you're running a summon team. And then as far as prototypes go, there's not a ton going on for summoners right now in the prototype space, at least as far as I'm aware of. Maybe they've added a couple of new ones, but I don't know that there's a lot going on. So I gave them Praying Eyes because of, again, stat bonus. And then here we're running Company of Heroes, not doing us any good except the stat bonus. And then for Enlightenment, I'm running Horn of Healing just to help my Liren out with the healing, okay? But again, otherwise, just throwing one of these that's going to help your healer. There's not a lot going on for summoners right now, at least that I've gotten my hands on. Maybe they've added one recently, and I'm just not aware of it yet. I haven't pulled it yet or something, but as far as I know, there's not much going on for summoners in the way of prototypes, which is kind of a bummer, actually. Hopefully they fix that soon. And that's it for that team. We'll jump in real quick now and take a look at Team 3. I can't believe the game hasn't crashed yet. Usually when I'm switching menus and stuff this much, guarantee. Mostly when I'm recording. Otherwise it's not so bad, but when I'm recording especially. All right, let's take a look. So up front we've got Artis. I've been singing Artis' praises forever. I've been a fan of Artis since day one. There are some people who are not a fan. I think Artis is super dope. I think he's great for this because I think he's a great boss debuffer. He really enables you to speed up your runs with his vengeance, passive stuff going on. He kind of piles up. He enables your team to kind of rack up damage. Ramp up damage is what I was trying to say there. And he's a good frontline. He's a good defender. So I'm a big fan. I like Artis a lot. He's kind of got a mix of stuff going on right now. I haven't really needed to change him up. You do want to go HP damage reduction here though. Don't build him for defense and stuff. He's definitely just more of a tank. Just build him for a tank and he'll hang out, stay alive, and bring his effects to the fight for the whole time he's alive. And then his exclusive. I leveled it up to 10 very early on when I was going to consider building him for damage. I don't think his exclusive needs any attention. I don't think you need to bother with his exclusive. Just tank him up, put him up front. He's good to go, all right? Next up, we've got Bot Mark 2. I've done another video about Bot Mark 2. In the same vein as Artis, as far as just a killer boss debuffer. He's really going to enable your team to, in the same way Artis will ramp up damage, but I think to a bigger degree. You just have to make sure you get crit rate on him. So if you're having trouble keeping him alive, he can go HP. I'm sorry, no. He can go crit rate, HP. You can just build him tanky. You just have to make sure he has the crit rate. When you get to a point where you can keep him alive, you can switch him over to attack and he can contribute with damage as well. But even just his effect, as long as you've got the crit rate on him, having him present is going to be extremely helpful. Okay, he's great for this Indisa because he's also got multi-hits, and then he's also really good for Team 3 and Alter. Okay, so crit rate on the gloves is non-negotiable pretty much. Sun Signet sets, definitely the way to go. And then as you get to a point where you can alleviate the need for crit rate, you can swap sets a little bit. I've snuck in an overload set, and I have been able to move him to attack. He's at 90 crit rate, which is not ideal. My HP set that I had him on, I think he was at like 106 crit rate. You want him at 100. You really don't ever want him missing a crit rate, but a crit hit. But I've got him as close as I can get him currently, and it seems to be fine. But I really want to get him to 100 at some point. And then his exclusive, I just took up to 10 just because, honestly, I don't know that you really need to bother with it. I guess later down the line, when you're really trying to like min-max and optimize speed, the more damage he can output, the more helpful he's going to be. I think my fastest D-sub run right now is like 26 seconds. And if I did his exclusive and he was, you know, pumping out more damage, obviously we'd speed the run up. So when you get to that point, you can bother with his exclusive, but otherwise I don't really think you need to worry about it. Bailey Hudson, of course, you know what I mean? Of course, Bailey Hudson is part of this team if you have him. And I don't have a great build on my Bailey. He's got decent crit damage, but the crit rate is lacking a little bit because I did want to go crit damage on the gloves. There's a lot of room for improvement here, but this is what I'm rocking. And like I said, I did max his exclusive. He's a great candidate for it. He's just, you know, ridiculous. We've got Serena, who is on full vigorous HP. I may move her to an abundant set at some point, but I'm not gonna do it until I have some really killer pieces to do it with. Obviously, she's gonna be great in an abundant set, but it hasn't really been super necessary for me yet. Just stack her HP up, and then her exclusive is, I might max her. She's honestly in contention for the best first exclusive to max, especially for progression. So I almost feel like I should max hers on principle. I just haven't quite needed to yet. But it's fantastic. If you're wondering who's a good first one to max, Serena is possibly the best and most reasonable option to do. Masrani's also fantastic, of course. Bailey's a great candidate. I did Ravenna first. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend that to everyone. If you're trying to be the most efficient, I just wanted to get it done. Serena, killer candidate though. So just shoot her HP up. And then I'm running Taylor. I've done a couple videos about Taylor. Crazy, kind of in the same sense as Botmark. You want to get that crit rate up. The more he's critting, the better. And then attack. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he'll kind of cushion his own crit rate with his ult. It's been a while since I've looked. Yeah, he'll cushion his own crit rate when he ults. So you don't have to get him to 100, but you still want to shoot his crit rate up pretty high. It's kind of hard to get it up to here anyway, reasonably. So just shoot his crit rate up and then build him like a damage dealer beyond that, okay? Just straight attack. His exclusive I do have at 20. He might be an interesting one to max, but I don't know that I think it's necessary right now. And then I'm pretty sure that I run this Gaudier with it because of my +2 for Bailey, and then some decent stuff going on here. Crit rate for my middle heroes, which helps Botmark. Front attack's not doing us any good. Vanguard, he's not a great one, but the +2 for Bailey I'm pretty into, so that's the commander that I run for that team. And then I run Dark Summit. Dark Summit is killer for this one. Okay? Assassin or Hunter. So Bailey, Botmark, and Taylor are all benefiting from this. And then they get to inflict bonus damage that's equal to 3% of their max HP and up to 360% of the user's attack. So it's a lot of bonus damage constantly. It's really, really nice. It'll shoot your damage up quite a bit. Okay, so I highly recommend that you go Dark Summit for Team 3. I'm running Prism Amulet here to just assist with Artis, help Artis out because he's up front alone. And then the last one I'm running Flashpoint because it kind of pairs with Prism Amulet, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mixing that up with Pain Rune, actually. Yeah, I'm mixing that up with Pain Rune. Pain Rune and Flashpoint have some good synergy. Pain Rune, Flashpoint, and Godier. That's why. I totally brain farted for a second there. I'm running Flashpoint because I'm running Godier. Because Godier has the shield effects, and then Flashpoint also has any excess healing gets turned into a shield. That's why I'm running Flashpoint. Sorry, I brain farted for a second. So that's the team. That's the teams I'm running and kind of the thought behind them. Now we'll jump in real quick and I'll just let you see the run in action. And then, yeah, that'll be that. Yep, we're all good to go. So I'll probably not be on camera for this. I'll just let you see the run if you want to see the run, and we'll be back in a second. All right. All right, and there you go. That's it. That's my my one-shot Hell Ancient Altar setup. Like I said, I hope they'll add some more difficulties or something sometime soon. And perhaps we will play around with some other setups and you know, maybe one without Bailey and see what other stuff we can come up with over time. I think you can leave a run and it won't count. So maybe that'll give us an opportunity to play around with it a little bit, but I don't know. Anyway, hopefully this helps you out. Maybe you could take some of this and apply it to your account. Maybe you've got the same champs. You know, hopefully I gave you something that you can use here to help you sort this out if you're still working on it. So that's it. Bit of a longer video again, but what are you gonna do? No, that's it. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.